What is good with y'all, man? So today I'm showing you guys how to stop annoying RPOs. You know, some people like to come out in the stack, the gun double stack, gun monster, the tray wide flex. You know the RPOs I'm talking about. You've won against them, and you've just been like, how do I stop these things and be able to stop the run at the same time? I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that today. The defensive playable guy I'm in is the alternate defense base 4-6. Now, I'll be honest, the only formation you're going to need is nickel normal. Because that's all I run. So if you got a playbook that has that, then just use that. We're going to go to the practice field and go over some adjustments you can make to stop these. For the first RPO we're going to be looking at is the gun stack. Now there's a lot of different stack ones. The adjustments that we're going to make for honestly all these RPOs is it's not that they're all the same adjustment, honestly. It's just I'm showing different formations and how it works against them. All right, so first we're going to look at the stack. This will work for just gun stack, double stack, anything stacked. So we're gonna have them come at that. Now, first things are coaching adjustments. Before we even get to the play or the adjustments we got to make, first thing we got to do is we got to put auto alignment on base. The reason why you want to put this on base is because you don't want your defense aligned straight up on their guys, if that makes any sense. You kind of want to have them, you know, make it look, it looks weird. You know, when you see someone base aligned in their defense, they're not lined up right on the receivers. They're kind of lined up a little bit off them. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to go down to our zone drops. So we're going to go all the way down. We're going to put our hook curls on 5. I'm just kind of basically showing you the zone drops that I usually put on. There is going to be for certain RPO plays, we're going to show you that you do need to change your zone drops to stop them. But for the hook curls, you can just go 5. Curl flats, you want to put these on 0, and I'm going to explain to you why. I usually always put them on 0, but you're definitely going to want to put them on 0 for this RPO play. And for cloud flats, for this one, we're just going to go on 20, or you could go 30. But there is one I'm going to show you guys where you're going to need to put it on like 5. So once you do that, we can now go onto the field and I can show you some adjustments to make. Before we actually get even on the field though, make sure you go to nickel over, nickel normal. I always call it nickel normal because that's what it is, but nickel over, and you want to go to cover 4 quarters. That is what we're going to come at. Alright, so once you actually get to the field now, I had to plug my other remote and I forgot to place the defense. I got to have the other remote. But once you get out there, it's going to look like this. You see your opponent's in the gun stack. He's looking for the RPO. He's usually, usually the gun stacks that you'll see, there might be a stack on the left and a stack on the right. There's a couple options how you could go about stopping that, and that's what we're going to be doing right here. So when I see these RPO stack formations, this is how I go about stopping them. First thing I like to do is press my defense. We're going to press the defense, and now people think, you got to stop the RPO, but you also got to stop the run play. So before we even set up the defense, how to stop, number 15, because number 15 is the one trying to, catch the screen, or let's say they had the stack on the right side. Let's say, for example, 17. Basically, how we'd go about stopping this is you pinch the D-line. You also want to pinch the D-line, pinch your backers. Then you want to crash your D-line to the inside, all right? That's a big thing that people understand. You got to be able to do that, and you want to grab your user, and you want to sit right here in the hole. Now, there's a couple different ways you might. Every run is different. Something, if they're running a trap, all you're going to have to do is run right at the center with your user, and if you got an inside stuff, you're gonna need inside stuff for this to work. He'll basically get the one-on-one and go right in free. If they're doing like an inside zone or a halfback base, you're gonna have to manipulate the center. So sit right here with your user, and then if it's like a base, you're gonna have to wrap around like this and then make the tackle when the ball is snapped. So it's just a couple different things you have to do for the run. But now for the pass, because a lot of you guys are trying to figure out, how do I actually stop the RPO pass? Once you got your D-line pressed and you got everybody pinched, the backers, the D-line, you crashed to the inside, you did all that. Also put your user on a blitz. A lot of people forget, got to put the user on a blitz as well. Now we're going to make the adjustment. So what we're going to do is, right, your linebacker that's on this quarter flat and your slot corners on the corner flat, you're actually going to want to manually put them on curl flats, because the quarter flat does not play the same as a curl flat. Remember, we put our curl flats on 0. So these guys, they're not going to make the play. All right, I'll be honest with you, they're not. What you want them to do is you want them to run to the 0-yard flat as fast as possible, so the blocker takes them at the play. You want the blocker to block them as soon as possible and not get downfield. All right, then these safeties up top, they're going to be the ones to make the play. So what you want to do is you want to man both of your safeties up on the people that are catching the RPO. So in this case, number 15, Deshaun Jackson, is the one that would be catching the RPO. So I would man up Brian Dawkins on Deshaun Jackson like that. So Eric Allen, that 0-yard curl flat, he's getting taken out to play by Calvin Johnson, which relieves Brian Dawkins one-on-one to make the play on Deshaun Jackson. Now, it's up to your safety to make the play. Now, most of the time, they're going to make the play. They're going to make the tackle as long as you don't mess it up and things like that. And you would do the same thing for Sean Taylor because, like I said, a lot of people run the double stack. I don't have it in my playbook, but basically how it would be like the way it looks right here, it would look on the right side. So let's say Carl Michael's the one catching it, and let's say there's another guy right there blocking. But let's say Carl Michael's the one catching it. You would man Sean Taylor up on Carl Michael on the right side like that. And you're leaving both your outside corners on their deep zones because let's say they might try to, because out of these plays, there's not many pass plays. It's like 4 verticals and like plays with like deep C routes. These deep zones are going to be able to run back and pretty much play most of that. So that's why you're leaving your outside corners on that. So when the ball is snapped, it'll look a little something like this. Before we actually snap the ball, I just realized I wasn't even recording saying this. You actually want to make sure that you pass commit. You want to pass commit because what it's going to do is it's going to improve your DB's play recognition on the play. So those guys man up are going to go flying down there at the guys that are trying to catch the RPO. And you also, what you could do is you could even shade underneath. But if you shade underneath, you might want to actually readjust the guys that says they're on hard flats to put them back on curl flats. But shading underneath is just going to make your safeties run down there even faster to go and make the play. So then when the AI snaps the ball, it'll look something like this. Now I got a couple RPOs I want to show you guys how to stop as well. Next one, we're going to be looking at Gun Monster. You've probably seen this before and you had no idea what to do against it. Once you figure out what you need to do against it, it's not that hard, but it is still very annoying. So we're going to go over how to stop this because I've played against people that legit ran this with offensive alignment literally at the receiver spot. Like you see how I got Travis Kelce and Deshaun Jackson. They had like grown tight, you know, some linemen have gotten out of position tight end cards. Yes. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to press the defense, pinch the line, and pinch the backers. Kind of the same thing that we did before. Also, what we're going to do is so the guys that are on those quarter flats again, we're going to put them on curl flats again. Like I said, they're on 0 yards. They're going to run out there. Basically, they're putting their life on the line. They're going to get killed by the offensive lineman. But for the Gun Monster, something I also do against this, what I do is I put both of my DNs on curl flats as well. And the reason why is because you got to have all hands on deck. Everybody's got to be running out there to go and stop this play. Now, if you even want to put like some, you know, outside linebackers with like Lurker or somebody out there that has like really good zone coverage at DN just for this play, you can go ahead and honestly do that. Now, with the safeties, it's kind of similar to the stack. You want to man them up on the guys that are catching the RPO, which in this case, on the left side would be 17 Carl Michael. On the right side would be 81 Calvin Johnson. And then your job is to, you know, as with the user, is to simply, you know, stop the run. I know this looks like a crazy play art, but it's what you got to do. And you're probably worried, okay, well, what if they pass the ball? One, people that run this don't have dots. And two, there's really only like vertical concepts and, like I said, deep C routes out of these kind of plays, thankfully, you know, so there's not really much they could do. So then when they snap the ball, you simply just have to stop the run. That's for Gun Monster. Okay, the Gun Stack and Monster are kind of similar because the formations are the same. It's, you know, it's just a more heavy stack out of Monster. So for this last RPO we're going to look at, it's the one out of Trey Y Flex. It's basically the one where there's 3 receivers to the left. It's an RPO. They throw it to the guy, or they could hand off to the running back, or they could even keep it with the quarterback. This one is actually one of the easier ones to stop. You're not going to have to make, I ain't lie, actually still do have to make adjustments. But first we got to go to coaching adjustments. So first thing you got to do is you got to put your option on defense on conservative to make sure the quarterback does not keep it on this play. It actually is a triple option kind of play. People think it's a glitch play. No, it's just a triple option. Now we need to go to our zone drops, and really the only thing we're going to adjust is our cloud flat, and we're going to put this thing on a 5 because your outside corner is going to be the one that could honestly get you a pick on this play. So we're going to come at Tampa 2 this time. Trey Y Flex. It's basically this play right here, right? He could throw a usually actually have the plays. I think the running backs on the same side as the receivers. Like I said, I don't have it in this playbook, but this is the same concept. So the quarterback snaps it. He could either keep it, hand to the running back, or he could throw it. I think would be 87 would be the one catching this. Like I said, usually it's to the left side. Running backs on the same side. Same concept. So we're gonna bring everybody down. We're gonna press, pinch the linebackers, crash to the inside, and this outside corner right here. I don't know why, but if you put him on a 5-yard cloud flat, he always seems to get around his blocker on this play. And I'll tell you this right now: if your outside corner has acrobat, he is going to pick this ball off. practically every time. So what we're gonna do is, in case they do pass and throw 4 verticals, you're thinking, oh well, he could just easy throw it over the top. I guess this is true, but this is what I do. The safety up top gets manned up on the trip side, gets manned up on the very outside receiver. The slot corner gets manned up on the middle receiver, and then your middle, the linebacker that's in the very middle gets manned up on the tight end, and then your safety on the far left gets manned up on the outside receiver to the left. Now this looks like a lot. Once you make these adjustments, it's not really a lot. And if he actually passes the ball, basically your responsibility is to watch the running back and just, if he has like some deep post route combo, just, kind of play that. So that's basically it though for these RPO plays. I know a lot of this might seem like a lot of adjustments. This is why I don't make a lot of, defensive videos, because the thing, I do a lot of freestyling on defense. Is get to the line and I just make a lot of adjustments. It's just kind of how I like to play. But if you're like that too, then you're going to like these adjustments, because these all do work and you're going to stop cheesy RPO plays. And a lot of guys that run these cheesy RPO plays, I don't know why I'm saying cheesy, because I hate when people say cheesy. It's not really cheesy, just RPO plays. They don't really have dots. They don't have dots, and that's the truth. Now, if they do have dots, well, it's going to be a hell game. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be a long game, so lock in. But hopefully these adjustments help you guys. If you guys have any questions about any other RPO plays or these adjustments in general, just let me know down in the comments. I always answer everybody's comments. So that is pretty much going to do it though, boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and your boy is out.